Now it's time for Farmland News with Fladeboe Land.
Thanks for being with us here again, our first edition of Ask the Expert here for 2026, and thanks so much for being with us today.
Good morning, Jason. Good morning to the community. It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's fantastic to have you with again here in 2026. And how were the holidays for you?
So much fun. We had just a wonderful time. I just spent the last 3 days with the entire Fladeboe family, and
nice.
we laughed up a storm and ate too much, and it was super meaningful. I just, my heart is full of joy. I feel extremely grateful. I love the Christmas season, Jason, and I'm always a little bit sad when Christmas is over, but I've decided we can celebrate Christmas in our heart all year long, and I'm excited for the new year. I really think the new year is a special time as well to kind of reflect on our blessings and kind of look forward to what we want to do the same or maybe change, and just so much to be grateful for. In general, I actually love winter, Jason. Assuming that people are safe in the weather, I think it's a wonderful time to kind of slow down and reflect and gear up and count our blessings and get excited about how we can sharpen ourselves. So, just so much to be grateful for.
That's for sure. And you're just kind of talking about that here. That I guess what are you I guess currently working on heading here to 2026? What's got you looking forward or excited heading into 2026 here, Kristine?
Yeah, so right now we had a really busy fall and a busy 2025 at Fladeboe Land, and we're very thankful. I want to thank all of the support and encouragement and customers and clients and partnerships that we work with, and just so much to be grateful for. Jason, we're going to celebrate 48 years in March.
Wow.
And we'll continue to always be a work in progress. We're always trying to sharpen ourselves, but that comes with a lot of gratitude. And so when I think back to 2025 and all the decades of serving clients, there's just so many great people out there and really great partnerships that we have. And so thank you to the community for all of the support. It means the world to us, and serving people is most definitely a passion. So we're working on a lot of 2025 closings right now that will close shortly from some busy fall work that we did. And we're working on a lot of upcoming projects. Some of those I'm going to tell you about shortly.
Okay.
I also did something really fun, Jason, on a personal note. My adult children and we started a faith-based podcast in June.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And it's called the One Pebble Podcast. Again, the One Pebble Podcast. And we sit down with people here locally, right here in Kandiyohi County or in Minnesota or across the world, just good people that are making a difference. And those conversations could be endless. The world in Kandiyohi County in Minnesota is just filled with good people. So really putting a voice to people's stories and letting people share their story and their heart and how they're making a difference. And then the goal is that the listeners would realize that just one pebble, one decision, one act of kindness, one stepping out in life can have so many ripples of good. And so it's been really positive and fun with my adult children to share a lot of stories on our podcast. So that's something I'm super excited about, continuing now in 2026, and have really enjoyed those conversations and bringing those conversations to the public and to the world. So I've been grateful that was on my heart, Jason, for 5 years.
Wow.
And I finally put my courage ahead of my fear. I still have fear, but it's been a lot of fun, and I have felt a ton of purpose. And it's not about us, but that has been a great way of trying to continue to make a difference in the lives of others.
Very much so. And, we can't have a good or enough good news. So often, we unfortunately just hear on our news, hearing a lot of negativity right now. And that's, unfortunately, that makes news. But we can't have enough of of the good news, and that sounds like this. Obviously, this podcast is the way to go with that.
Thank you, and that's definitely a big part of the reason why that we decided to do this is telling good stories from great people and good news. So it's been so much fun, and we're excited about it. Tomorrow, our first 2026 podcast comes out where we talk about our New Year's resolutions with my children and I. So I won't tell you what those are today, but if anyone wants to listen to what we're working on personally, again, the One Pebble Podcast, and you can find that on Apple and Spotify and YouTube. You can either listen or watch us. It's audio or video. But back to Fladeboe Land. Again, we just are extremely excited about the work we do. We love people, and it's our goal to make a difference in the lives of others. Some projects that we have coming up, Jason, that we're really excited about. We have an online-only auction. Kathy and Kevin Sheehy are the owners. That online-only auction, that will open February 26th, and that will close on March 5th. The crop production index is 89.1, so this is a high-quality farm, 152 tillable acres. This is in Stevens County, El Dorado Township. And again, that's a farm to be really proud of if people are looking for quality farmland west of here. Jason, that will be a spring possession. And so do go to our website, fladeboeland.com, to find out about that upcoming project. We have other upcoming auctions for this spring that aren't on our website yet, but will be shortly. We do have a listing in Jackson County that we're proud of and excited about. It is in La Crosse Township, about 100 miles south of here. Again, in Jackson County, it's 78.99 tillable acres. A beautiful piece of farmland. Jason, that's been in the family for 133 years.
Wow.
133 years.
Unbelievable.
So, that too reminds me, when people put their trust and confidence in you, it's a really big deal. Selling farmland is often very emotional for families. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, but it's a really big deal to be entrusted with that asset, often at a very emotional time. And that's something that we take really seriously, is how can we walk alongside of a family and really be a trusted partner, not only to get the best price possible, but a really compassionate process. And so caring and providing compassion and just being that, just walking alongside people in an often emotional journey, it's really a humbling privilege and something we take really serious.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, it's got to be tough, I'm sure, with, whether you've had the land for 3 years or 13 or 23, or in this case, over 100 years. It's I'm sure it's, obviously you're turning a page in the book of your life, and it can be very tough. And obviously that, with, like you said, that compassion and understanding, and obviously it helps make the process a lot easier.
Thank you. That is correct. And as I said before, we are just people. We are a work in progress ourselves, but we continually want to sharpen ourselves, sharpen our company, and really do the best job we possibly can to just walk alongside people. And yes, it's a business transaction, so we treat it that way, but caring about people and getting excited about making a difference in the lives of others, that's what gets me out of bed in the morning, Jason. And that's where a lot of the fun and the joy and the purpose comes in. I'm excited to share with you a little bit about our services, Jason. And if I get too long-winded, you cut me off. So we, I would say 70% of our work is auctions, Jason. And nowadays, technology is just incredible. So people can decide, do they want a live and online auction or online only? Oftentimes we'll help the family or the seller come to that decision, the decision they're most comfortable with. But we do live and online auctions or online only.
Okay.
And so again, about 70% of our work is public auctions, and the people like to take farmland to a public auction because it gives everyone an opportunity, near and far, farmers and investors. It gives everyone an opportunity to bid on the land. No one will come back to you the day after the sale and say, gosh, you didn't give me an opportunity. And then you never wonder what was the highest price possible from the public. And so that price discovery, that spirit of competition happens through an auction. But another service that we offer that probably not a lot of people know much about is private sale negotiations. That's about 30% of our work.
Okay.
Where people will call us and they'll say, Fladeboe, you can't even talk us into an auction, but we need your help. We want to sell our farm to our tenant, our neighbor, our first cousin.
Okay.
Help us, take us out of the hot seat, price the farm, negotiate the farm, be our third-party voice to put this together in a business-like manner and in a compassionate way. And that really, I say it's like treating it with white gloves because it's super important. Preserving relationships, for sellers to get the best price possible for the farm or whatever their goal is for pricing, that's very important. But equally important, if not more, is how do we handle a sale with a private sale negotiation or an auction for that matter and preserve relationships. We want to make sure it's very professional, very compassionate, and that we are that third party of good where it feels good and it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah,
so that's something we're really proud of. Matter of fact, a lot of our upcoming closings are private sale negotiations that have happened recently where the public says we need professional help. And so we're proud and really excited about that service that we offer.
I was going to say that's a huge responsibility, or that you guys are taking on there. And like you just you just laid out there that obviously that you guys are there to make it as seamless as possible, and there's no hard feelings, or that it's done obviously professionally, but it's done and like I said, in the most professional way possible.
Thank you. I'll also say that we offer broker price opinions. That's something we help people do a lot of work with. And we do a lot of just simply free complimentary consulting, Jason. That is a ton of joy that I have, and we're clear with people that we're offering opinions. We don't necessarily think that our opinion is the gospel, but I've been in this work for about 30 years alongside my business partner and brother, Glenn. My dad's been in the business just shy of 48 years, and so a lot of times people will call us and just simply ask for advice, or they'll just want to talk things through. We treat that confidentially. Again, it's a complimentary service, but sometimes the answer isn't to sell the farm. Sometimes the answer is to sell the farm. But what we try to do is we try to put ourselves in the seat of that person calling and treat them the way that we would want to be treated. And so we have a lot of free confidential conversations and just to talk to people about where's their heart, where's their head, what are they thinking, how can we be helpful? But it's not always selling the farm. And so we have to look at the business as to what's in the best interest of that person calling. So if the public ever wants to call to just visit, we love that work and really have a passion for that too.
Yeah, as mentioned, that's fantastic, because I'm sure a lot, like you just said, you get a lot of that, gee, I was thinking of this and I don't, and people are probably thinking, well, I'm going to have to pay for this service that I'm asking about. But, if it's just, should I do this or should I do that they're just, kind of casually stepping into it to wonder about. Obviously, you guys are there to help them with that, like you just said. So.
Well, and sometimes, Jason, we'll get a call and we'll be hired on the first call. Sometimes we'll be hired on the 10th call. Sometimes we'll be hired 10 years later and have had literally conversations with joy for 10 years. Sometimes we'll never be hired, and all of that's okay. But it just comes down to walking alongside people and doing our best to make a difference in the lives of others. Do I have one more minute?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very much so, yeah.
I'm excited to share that if people want to find out what the sales data is, we in 12 counties keep track of the farmland sales data averages in 12 counties, and I believe we have the data for the last 4 years. We're still kind of working on 2025, and we'll have that wrapped up shortly. But if people say, hey, what is the farmland averages for the last 5 years in Kandiyohi County, Stevens County, Renville County, Redwood, Pope, the list goes on and on. In 12 counties for free, you can call our company and find out what that sales data is. And so that's a service that we're proud of and excited to offer complimentary to the public, and we welcome people to call us. I'm also excited about a video, Jason, on our website. Don Shelby, who used to be a WCCO television anchor for many decades. He's a close personal friend of Glenn and I's. Glenn used to work at WCCO television back when he was much younger. And we've done a lot of auction work in our fundraising division with Don Shelby. He does a lot of emceeing for fundraising auctions. He's just a good man. I can't say enough good words about him professionally and personally. But he sat down to interview Glenn and I. That's on our website. It's about 20 to 30 minutes long. Wow. And Don Shelby interviewed Glenn and I about our profession, about helping people, what it's like when a family calls us, what it's like to walk alongside a client or family when they're selling farmland. And he asks us just really interesting questions. And so I want to offer to the public to go to our website for free, Fladeboe.com. And if you're thinking about selling farmland, or not even thinking about selling farmland, but you're just interested in agriculture, I think you'll find that video fascinating. And that's a product we're really proud of and excited to have had that opportunity. Yeah,
again, go to Fladeboe.com and you can find out see all the great things that Karen's been talking about. And then, as mentioned, your team as well. People aren't in business for that long if you don't have a good team, and obviously you guys have that.
We have an incredible team, and next time I want to talk more about our team and specifically their names and responsibilities. But Jason, I'm a big believer you're only as good as your team. You're only as good as your team. Yeah. And we have just an exceptional team that I'm extremely proud of, to be surrounded by great people. But I want to say Happy New Year to the public.
Yes.
I'm so proud. Aside from my 4 years in college, I've lived in this county my entire life.
Wow.
I'm proud of Kandiyohi County. I'm proud of the surrounding counties. I'm proud of Minnesota. We have an amazing community, and I just want to thank people for all of their support. I want to say Happy New Year and God's richest blessings to the public.
All right. Well, Kristine, thanks so much for being with us here. Our first edition of Ask the Expert for 2026. Kristine Fladeboe-Duininck from Fladeboe Land. And again, go to Fladeboe.com to hear all that we've been talking about, plus much more. Check it out. Listings and the interview with Don Shelby and everything else that we've been talking about. Kristine, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you. It was a joy. Happy New Year, everybody.
Take care.